Australia, centre of the universe, is it not? Well, some Aussies have chosen to leave us, travel 16,000 kilometres all the way over to the Big Apple, New York. And Irene Jones is about to take us there.
Good morning, Greg. I'm super excited to be heading off to New York. I'm going to meet some fantastic Aussies that are living and working over there. We're going to go to some great theatre performances, get to dine at some brilliant places and see the incredible tours that are on offer.
Aussies in New York. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Glitz, glamour, it all comes together right here. A hotspot in the heart of Midtown Manhattan.
We're standing in one of the most famous intersections in the world where cafes, restaurants and theatres meet. Where are we? Right here in Times Square.
Times Square, such a magnet for talent of all kinds. As for people, on its busiest days, almost 500,000 people pass through here. And the Aussies in New York, well, they have regular get-togethers. Every Friday, Aussies gather at a cafe in Central Park. Organising them is Adelaide-born Josh Pugh, Aussie through and through. But here in New York, he markets himself as American Josh.
I visited here in 2017, or visited first in 2015, and it definitely does have the energy that people talk about. It's this idea that you get here and you feel like you could meet all sorts of people, you could jump into all sorts of opportunities. So when I got here in 2017, I saw that there was a bit of an opportunity to connect people who might have just arrived and wanted to build a bit of a network for themselves. I didn't know anyone when I first got to New York, so I started called it America Josh so that people would know my name to start. And I started writing articles when I went to the bank or when I got Social Security or did all the sort of things that come with moving to America and moving to New York. I wrote them down in a blog, and the blog got some traffic, and then from that we sort of turned into something that had events and had an online community as well as an in-person community. So we have information from before you're even thinking about actually moving. So we have the legal and the financial and the mental requirements for moving that are all really important. And then when it gets more specific and you have a date in mind, we have the step-by-step guides. So we have things like information about visas. If you're Australian, we actually have a special visa that a lot of people don't know about just for Australians to move to the US and work, called the E3.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the E3...
Is there an age restriction on it?
No, there's no age restriction. The only requirement is that you have a bachelor's degree or greater and you find a job that requires that bachelor's degree.
It's not just these weekly get-togethers. Once a year, there's a big Aussie barbecue.
So we've got the big Aussie barbecue coming up in August, and so we've got 650 Aussies who are coming to Brooklyn to share Australian-style sausages and Australian bread and sauce, and we've got all sorts of treats, meat pies and slice. We've got and Bunnings actually sent us over some real Bunnings hats so that we can have our grill cooks wearing Bunnings hats while they grill sausages.
I love that. So how often do you do that?
So that's an annual event. It's our big event of the year, and it's a chance for if anyone that is here, because you don't move here to meet Australians. If you've come from Australia, that's not your main intent, but sometimes you do want a bit of home, you want a bit of familiarity, so we try and make a bit of home away from home.
Another Aussie we meet today in Central Park is Indy Rohrich. Indy's moved to New York to launch a new skincare product.
Indiana, you're one of the incredible Aussies that have come over to New York to live and work. What inspired you to head off to the Big Apple?
There is nothing like the energy of New York City. You cannot beat it. It's like magnetizing when you're here. Like being here has just provided so many opportunities for Tomorrow Today Beauty. I've met so many incredible people along the way, and it's just like, I cannot even describe the energy here. It's so inspiring, it's magnetic, it is just everything I could have imagined, and the opportunities that present itself daily not monthly, daily here. You just have to go for it.
So the new skincare product that Indy's launched today is Tomorrow Today Beauty.
So basically you have UVA and UVB, which comes from the sun, and then you've got a third light source called HEV light, which stands for high energy visible light. And that's what comes from your digital devices.
So that is doing damage to our skin all the
Exactly.
time.
So it's causing redness, hyperpigmentation, acne, premature aging in your skin. And that's exactly why I developed Tomorrow Today Beauty Tech Protect Serum to protect and repair your skin from blue light.
Coming up, another Aussie takes tourists on a tour of New York sandwich shops and an Aussie perspective on New York's most famous landmarks. We're starting our tour of New York with one of the city's must-see attractions.
Well, what a way to see New York. We're at the top of the rock. This is where John D. Rockefeller wanted to create something incredible for the community, a centre for arts, entertainment and commerce.
Remember this famous photo, titled Lunch Atop a Skyscraper? Well, these days tourists can create that same look on this hydraulic-powered beam. From those lofty heights, Irene's setting off to explore New York's atop a top deck bus. We've hopped on a hop-on, hop-off big bus to see New York's major attractions. Irene, well, she's clearly enjoying being here.
I love it. It's just everything's so eclectic and there's things everywhere. There's not a moment here where you don't have something to do.
No. I know. One of the funniest parts is that when people visit, they always ask me, how long do I need in New York?
Yeah.
And, that's a very good question when you think about most places. The funny thing is, if you're here for 3 days, you will pack it full with things. If you're here for 7 days, you will pack it full of things. And if you're here for 14 days, you'll still pack it full of things.
First place they stop at is the century-old Grand Central Station. Well, it sure is grand, with 44 platforms that serve 750,000 people every day. Next, the financial district.
Who wants to be a billionaire? Well, I do, and we're at the corner of Broadway and Wall Street. Billions of dollars are traded every single day here. And also it's the site of the famous bronzed bull. Let's have a look.
So the charging bull it's a bit of a metaphor for the stock exchange and the bullish nature of the market. It's actually a bit of a guerrilla marketing. It's an item. The bull was placed there not officially. It was an art piece that was randomly installed on I think it's 1989. A guy under the cover of darkness installed the bull as a statement piece. So it was not officially sanctioned. It just suddenly appeared.
So the line I'm in is to touch the undercarriage of the bronze bull. Here you get lines to either touch the face or touch the undercarriage. Now, what I can say is it's meant to be very good luck to touch underneath the bull. So it's up to you which side you pick, but this time I think I might go for the front.
This is Canal Street, so we're
Canal Street, I've been to that.
turning down Canal Street. So this is where you can get all your New York paraphernalia, all of your gift shops and souvenirs.
On then to a district known as Little Australia.
Lots of little cafes, this is the culture of Australia, the Melbourne feel of coffee and culture, and a lot of Australians gravitate towards it because it feels familiar. I write endlessly about visas and all this kind of nonsense, but one of the questions I get asked probably the most is coffee, and the second most is bread. They're the two things that Australians desperately want to find. You can feel like you're in a little Australia.
Little Australia.
New York is carpeted with lots of beautiful parks, with one outstanding one, Bryant Park.
So Bryant Park is a public park, it's a big public space. There's some cafe and a restaurant that's attached to it. But during the holiday season, they actually activate into a holiday market. So there are all sorts of vendors and stands where you can buy holiday cards and Christmas cards.
When does that start?
So it starts in about mid-November.
When the ice comes out at the Rockefeller Centre,
exactly.
right?
So just nearby to Rockefeller, so you can go for an ice skate at Rockefeller, then come down to Bryant Park and buy some gifts for your family when you're going back. A lot of people don't know that the toilets in Bryant Park are possibly the nicest bathrooms in New York City. Public bathrooms are impossible to find in the city, so make sure you check out the Bryant Park bathrooms because they have music, an attendant, it's clean, it's a place to be.
Our final stopover today is at the site of the former World Trade Center. Victims of the 9/11 tragedy are remembered here, with 2 pools covering the place where the 2 towers once stood. There's a group of statues here that have an Australian connection. British and Australian artists Gilly and Mark have created these highly coveted sculptures outside the World Trade Center's Oculus Transport Hub. What a stunning architectural masterpiece. As well, on the day we visited, the DeLorean used in the film Back to the Future is on show, with the film itself being screened. It's a fitting end to a day of discovery as we prepare to embark on a sandwich shop tour with a former Aussie lawyer. New York is a city famous for its eateries, cafes, restaurants and sandwich shops. Well, one Aussie has discovered the majesty of sandwich shops. He's a former Sydney lawyer, Ben Golan, who now offers tourists a unique experience under his marketing title of A Man and His Sandwich.
Ben, so lovely to meet you.
You too, mate. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, mate. I love hearing an Aussie accent in New York. It's the best thing.
Cannot help it.
So, are you meeting lots of Aussies?
Yeah, there's a bunch here. There's a lot more Aussies today than there was when I moved here 8 years ago. We're like cockroaches, you can't get rid of us.
So you run A Man and His Sandwich. Here in New York, you do incredible walking tours,
Yep.
and you go and eat
A bunch of
a
sandwiches.
bunch of sandwiches. What inspired you to do that?
I've always loved a sandwich. There's this whole nostalgia element to it. You know, when you're a kid, opening up your lunchbox, what mum or dad put in there that day. When I moved to New York City, I wanted to do something really creative, something different. I used to be a lawyer. That wasn't very creative. And so I thought I'd lean into sandwiches. And everyone loves a good sanger. The story behind the first one ever says it was created in 1762 in England by a man called John Montague. Back then, John was a nobleman, a lord. Specifically, he was an earl. In the region of England in which he was the earl, that region was called Sandwich. So his title was the 4th Earl of Sandwich, the creator of this dish, hence its name. The initial reason we moved across here was my wife's job. She works for an American company. They brought us out here, and it was honestly just me wanting to try something new. It was sort of like a forced circuit breaker from my old career to my new one. And New York is this amazing, open, creative, innovative place with a heap of optimism. And so this crazy, wild idea of sandwich tours didn't seem quite as crazy here. And I leaned in. It was a hobby for a couple of years. I went full time, and then it's kind of gone gangbusters.
What's the difference between a good sandwich in Australia and a good sandwich in New York?
Great question. Sandwiches here in New York tend to be bigger. We stack them up high. They are thick here. But the whole point of our tours is to question what a sandwich actually is. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Is a burger a sandwich? Is a taco a sandwich? Can I try and convince you that a Caesar salad is a sandwich?
Absolutely not.
I'll get ya. I'll get ya. This started as just one tour as a hobby. I went full time after a couple of years. We've now run 3 to 4 walking tours here in New York, a virtual sandwich cooking class where we meet people from literally all over the world. And as of 2 months ago, we launched a tour in Nashville, Tennessee. They love a sandwich down there. It's pretty walkable if you know the right places, and just a lot of fun down there. So it's our first expansion outside of New York, but not our last. At the end of the day, you're going to come on a Man and His Sandwich tour. You're just going to eat really well. And for Aussies coming to New York, at least come and eat with someone who knows what you mean when you say, let's get a sanger, because the Americans don't understand that.
Ben Golan, the Aussie who is a man and his sandwich. Another eatery that's been made famous in a Hollywood blockbuster is this, Katz's Deli. Irene is sampling the fare at this kosher-style deli.
I'll have what she's having. You might recognise that line from the famous movie When Harry Met Sally, filmed right here at Katz's Deli in the East Village. Made famous by Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, we're having some of their specials today. So down here, you'll see this is an everything bagel. It has sesame seed, garlic, onion powder, filled with this beautiful cheese and omelette. This would probably be the most famous. This is your pastrami. Look at all the layers of meat. I dare anyone to eat an entire sandwich. And lastly, this is what's called a lox bagel. So as you can see, there's salmon, cream cheese, onion, and again, that incredible crust of an everything bagel. If you're in New York, don't miss out on Kat's Deli.
Not only Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal have dined here, but so many other celebrities. There's a wall plastered with their photos. Kat's Deli, as we prepare to take a cruise to see a very famous welcoming statue. The Staten Island Ferry is one of the last operating ferry services in New York, transporting some 22 million people a year from surrounding boroughs. Tickets are free thanks to the City of New York.
This morning we're looking at the Statue of Liberty, originally a gift from the French. Now, a beacon of hope and prosperity. A great way to see this is on the Staten Island Ferry. It's free and you can have a look at the beautiful Statue of Liberty.
The Statue of Liberty, such a welcoming, colossal neoclassical sculpture, a symbol of hope for incoming immigrants and a symbol of American values and aspirations. We've come back to Central Park, where we met up with Josh and other Aussies for their weekly catch-up. Today, Irene is taking us to the site of a revered memorial.
I'm here in the heart of New York at Central Park, where visitors from far and wide come to pay respects to John Lennon at Strawberry Fields.
This memorial has been named Strawberry Fields and stretches over 5 acres here in Central Park, with visitors from all over the globe coming here to pay tribute to John Lennon. Amongst those dedicated fans, those who choose to sing some of his famous numbers. Close by is the Dakota building where John and Yoko lived.
On December 8, 1980, John Lennon and Yoko Ono returned here on this very spot to the Dakota building. This is where John Lennon lost his life, but the Beatle memories, they keep going on and on.
From one New York landmark to another, this is a prominent Big Apple hotel, mottoed by Hilton, a perfect inner city place to stay, as General Manager Peter McNamee advises.
Hello, Motto Times Square.
Thank you, can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it.
So Motto is a lifestyle brand that's providing a unique experience for people. The brand is fairly new, and our Clever Lake compact rooms are meant to be in city centers and a great launch pad for exploring a city. So it's everything you need, nothing you don't, kind of very stylized. So each one very different, taking cues from the local area. This is the perfect spot for someone if you love Broadway shows, if you want to explore the city. We're close to subways to go anywhere, close to Rockefeller Center. So during the holiday period, if you want to go ice skating, you want to see the Rockefeller Christmas tree, it's a great spot. In the summer, it's perfect for you can go to the river and see things along the river like the Intrepid, or there are a lot of restaurants on the river. So if you're from Sydney, you might like that.
Lots of Aussies stay here, while Peter reminisces about his own stays in Australia.
I love Sydney and Melbourne and would love to explore more of Australia. I loved the city feel of Melbourne and the kind of beach and bright vibes of Sydney.
Off then to another prominent hotel, the Western New York at Times Square. It's here we find another touch of Australia.
So what is a Sydney girl doing here in New York?
Yes, so I arrived in New York 7 years ago, and I had the fortunate opportunity of being transferred within the company. So I used to work at Sherman Park in Sydney, and I was internally transferred with Starwood and Marriott to the Western New York Times Square. So that's where I landed, and here I am.
And so you've been here now for how many years?
7 years.
7 years. Any chance that you'll move back home, or is this your home now?
I think eventually, but definitely my husband and I, we've made this our home. So obviously we've bought a place about 12 months ago, and I think we're really enjoying New York and everything it has to offer. And I work at a great hotel with great team members, and really enjoying our life right now.
Then to explore the Western in its amazing location. Coming up as we explore New York, the fabulous Harlem Gospel Choir.
We're on one of the many bridges that link Manhattan to Brooklyn. Today I'm on the Brooklyn Bridge, one of the most architecturally renowned structures in the world. Thousands of people cross over this bridge every day, and hundreds of thousands drive over it every morning just to get to work. Now today we're going to go down under. Oh, down under in Dumbo. That stands for Down Under the Manhattan Bridge Overpass. Let's check it out.
This area, known as Dumbo, has become a trendy waterfront neighbourhood known for its iconic bridge views. It's become one of Brooklyn's most visited neighbourhoods. Visitors stroll along the waterfront with a beautifully restored carousel to entertain those young at heart. This is known as Jane's Carousel, over a century old and moved here from its original home in Ohio. Dumbo, a taste of down under the Brooklyn Bridge. Our final treat in New York is to meet and be entertained by one of the world's most famous choirs, the Harlem Gospel Choir.
In a few minutes, the Harlem Gospel Choir are going to take to the stage here at the Blue Note Cafe here in Greenwich Village. They've got incredible voices, such brilliant energy, and a few of them have actually come out to Australia to perform. What did you think of Australia when you came out?
I loved it. It was beautiful. When I went, which was some years ago, we toured a lot of Australia, so we got to see a lot of different places. And each place was beautiful. The people were really nice. The audiences were great.
Is it really significant, I suppose, for the community, right, that, there is an incredible gospel choir like this that people can come and see and feel a part of the magic of it?
Absolutely.
I mean, the choir, we sing a lot of songs, and yes, we're on stage and we tell a lot of jokes and have a lot of fun, but at the end of the day, what we want to come from that is to uplift you. We want you to come and feel relaxed, feel free.
To watch them sing, well, that's just sublime. I do hope you've enjoyed those adventures. If you'd like to keep up with all our experiences, follow us on our social media sites, Instagram, YouTube and Facebook. In the meantime, happy travels.